So the storm is over, it's back to business. Newcastle United away to Southampton. It's a long trip, not helped by engineering works down south, and Newcastle fans having to make a different journey down to Hampshire this morning. But it's very busy here. As I say, the storm is over and it's back to business. Let's get on with the journey. Well, that is our train. It's the 6:24 and it's leaving very soon, and I have to say it was a little bit of a scare. There was another 6:24 cancelled, but that is heading in the other direction. We're alright, that's our train, we'll be getting on soon. Well, the band are just warming up here at St Mary's. Newcastle United and Southampton kicks off at 3 p.m. and Newcastle looking to bounce back from that horror show against Bournemouth. They'll be backed by 3,000 fans here today, and it's a real opportunity to rejoin that race for the Champions League. We've seen what Manchester City have done this week, paying £125 million for 3 players. And Newcastle United, they're in an even tougher position. They cannot spend money, so Newcastle have got to do it on the pitch today here at St Mary's. It won't be easy, even though Southampton are rock bottom of the table. You have to look at it from a form point of view. Newcastle have won 9 out of the last 10 games in all competitions. Southampton 6 points only on the board and struggling, so really a big opportunity for Eddie Howe's side here today. We've got a good record down here of late. The old days of coming down to Southampton are hopefully behind Newcastle, but ultimately a real test today against the rock bottom side, and Newcastle cannot have any complacency levels. They know they've got to bounce back after Bournemouth last week. It's a big opportunity to do that here today. Well, pretty much signing off here from Southampton, and yeah, big win for Newcastle. I think looking at the bigger picture now, you would say that they were right in the mix for those Champions League places now, regardless of what goes on around them. I think really today we saw the Newcastle side we're used to seeing under Eddie Howe, tenacious, everything you want to see from a Newcastle side, chasing things down, trying to make sure they make the opposition feel like they're just under pressure all the time. Of course we went 1-0 down today, but didn't last long, and I think ultimately for Newcastle fans, they got what they wanted today. Good away win, good response from Bournemouth, and now they face Fulham next week, and if they can win that one, then you know it really does set them up nicely going into those 2 cup games. It's season defining stuff now for Newcastle. There's no getting away from it, and I think Eddie Howe, you know, he's been saying that probably since the first week of the season. I remember him laughing at that because it was put to him when Newcastle drew Nottingham Forest away in the Carabao Cup. That was an important game, and ever since then every week's been you know, big. The expectations are big at Newcastle, and Eddie Howe's able to live up to it. I think that's very important to take away from this particular trip. It's been a nightmare down the years, going back a bit, at Southampton, but not on Eddie Howe. That's 4 wins in a row in all competitions here in Hampshire, and I think really for Newcastle now, they know that they're a team, you know, to be reckoned with, and I think that's what Eddie Howe wanted at the start of the season, and that's certainly what he's got from his players, and they seem confident. There's a swagger there. You know, they got on the bus, and you know, they looked like, you know, one of the big teams these days. Dan Burn went out and done the talking. There was no kind of split camp, nobody, you know, no little groups. It's just one big team, and Newcastle United, you know, they mean business at the minute, and it's an exciting time to be a Newcastle fan. So enjoy those 3 points. Long trip home, but Newcastle have made another statement here in the Premier League. They bounced back after the Bournemouth game, and they can look ahead to that Fulham game with a lot of confidence.